Good morning, students. In this lesson, we are going to start surface chemistry lesson in volume 2. Introduction. Surface chemistry, this is the branch of chemistry that is deals with processes occurring at interfaces between phases. For example, surface chemistry, it deals with process occurring at the solid phase and liquid phase, two different phases, or solid and gas, or liquid and liquid, like that. So surface chemistry is a branch of chemistry that is deals with, so here we are going to study about processes occurs at interfaces between two different or same phases. This topic is of immense importance to our everyday life, to numerous industries, from materials and paints to medicines, biotechnology, like that. So this topic is very useful in our numerous industries, materials, paints to medicines, biotechnology, like that. Surfaces play a key role in heterogeneous catalysis. Hetero means already you know different. Both reactant and catalyst are in different phases, means that is called as heterogeneous catalysis. So these surfaces plays an important role in heterogeneous catalysis, formation and stability of colloids and electrical reactions. Formation and stability of colloids and electrode reaction. In all these, surface play a important role. So need to study about surface. We need to study about surface because it plays a major role in heterogeneous catalysis, formation and stability of colloids and electrode reaction. Surfaces of solids are inherent different from their bulk portions. So surfaces are different from their bulk portion. The bonding between the atoms at the mere surface is different from that in the bulk. Bonding between the atoms at the mere surface is different from that bulk. That means here we are comparing bonding in bulk solution and at the surface. At these two conditions, bonding is different. Hydrogen that exists in a interstellar space, that is star. So interstellar space are formed on the surface of grains and dust particles. Mosquitoes and other small insects can walk on the surface of water, but they will drown into the water when soaps are added into the droplets. We are also impressed by non-sticky wings of butterfly and leaves of plants, and blue color of the sky and red color of sunset. Red color of sunset strongly attract us. In all the above, only the surface of matter is important. That is what mosquitoes and other small insects can walk on the surface of water, but they will drown into the water when soaps are added. We are fascinated by the spherical shape of water droplets. We are fascinated by the spherical shape of water droplets and mercury droplets. We are also impressed non-sticky wings of butterfly and leaves of plants. Blue color of the sky and red color of the sunset. These are all is based on surface of matter. Many of creams, lotions and other personal care products are complex emulsions, and food companies are interested in the developing healthy, tasty, long-lasting food products. All these are based on the principles of colloids and surface chemistry. So in this lesson we are going to study about surface chemistry and catalyst. Next heading, adsorption and absorption. AD adsorption, AB absorption. Generally, solid surface have the ability to attract the contacting species due to free valency or residual forces on them. So in surface of solids contains free valency or some forces, residual forces on them. So only solid surface have the ability to attract the contacting species. For example, charcoal absorbs ammonia. Charcoal absorbs ammonia gas. Silica gel absorbs water. Charcoal absorbs colorants from sugar. So these three examples prove that adsorption is the surface phenomenon. In contrast to adsorption, absorption is the bulk phenomenon. This adsorption takes place at the surface only. Absorption means it is the bulk phenomenon. That means it takes place in whole, bulk. That is, adsorbate molecules are distributed through the absorbent. Adsorbate molecules are distributed through the absorbent. That is called as what? Bulk phenomenon. Example, if bread slice is dipped in tea or coffee, means it will absorb AB. It will absorb tea. This is the example for absorption. The same bread is touched with jam. We can eat that bread with jam. That means the jam is touched with the surface of bread only, not inside of the bread. So that is example for adsorption, AD. AD. We can take this example for understanding adsorption AD and absorption AB. If you are touching bread into the tea means or coffee means, it will absorb tea both surface and inside. That is AB absorption. We can take that same bread with jam, means the jam is applied on the surface only, not into the bread. So this is the example for adsorption, that is AD adsorption. Adsorbent is the material on which absorption takes place. Define adsorbent means you have to write this line. Absorbent is a material. So two terms are used in adsorption. One is adsorbent, another one adsorbate, like solute, solvent. Absorber means is the material on which absorption takes place. Which one absorbs? Here bread only absorbs tea. So the bread is called as what? Adsorbent. Absorbed substance is called as adsorbate. Here tea only absorbed. So that is called as adsorbate. The surface of separations of two phases. The surface of separation of two phases where the concentrations of absorbed molecule is high is known as interface. Interface means the surface of separation of two phases. Example, bread, solid phase, tea, liquid phase. The separation of these two is called as what? Interface. So the surface of separation of two phases where the concentration of absorbed molecule is high. Where concentration of absorbed molecule is high? At the surface only. At the surface of absorbent only. That is called as interface. In adsorption, if the concentration of the substance is in the interface is high, then it is called as positive absorption. If it is less, means negative absorption. So two types of adsorptions are there. One is positive absorption, another one negative absorption. Positive absorption means what? Concentration of the substance in the interface is high. That is called as positive absorption. If it is less, means then it is called as negative absorption. The process of removing of adsorbed substance from the surface is called as desorption. Like absorption, one more term is there, that is desorption. Already you know D means removal. So removal of absorbed substance, removal of tea from that bread, that process is called as desorption. The gaseous molecules like helium, neon, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, ammonia and solution of sodium chloride or potassium chloride can be absorbed by suitable absorbent. So these are the gases and solutions are easily absorbed by absorbent. So it is referred as absorbates. Silica gel and metals like nickel, copper, platinum, silver, palladium and certain colloids can act as a absorbent. So for absorbent, some of the examples are given. So in this point, absorbent definition is given. This is absorbate and this is the definition for interface. Two types of adsorption, positive and a negative adsorption. This is for definition for desorption, and these are the examples for adsorbate and these are the examples for absorbents. Next example, characteristics of adsorption. Adsorptions can occur in all interfacial surfaces, that is adsorptions can occur in between gas solid, liquid solid, liquid liquid, solid and gas solid. Adsorptions can occur, already we know interface means what? The surface of separation of two phases, that will be given. Absorption can occur in all interfacial phases, that is absorption can occur in between the gas solid or liquid liquid or solid and gas liquid. Between these two phases absorption takes place in all interfacial phases. Absorption is a spontaneous process. Already you know conditions, already you have studied in your thermodynamics lesson. So adsorption is a spontaneous process. It is always accompanied by decrease in free energy, that means minus delta G. Already you know the conditions. Delta G less than 0 means spontaneous process, greater than 0 means non-spontaneous process. So less than 0 means what? Negative. So delta G is equal to negative. Negative only given here, decrease. So decrease in free energy. So adsorption is a spontaneous process. Delta G equal to 0 means equilibrium. Delta G greater than 0 means non-spontaneous. Three conditions. 1, 2, 3. Three conditions we learned in our 11th standard. When delta G reaches 0 means, that is this condition. When delta G equal to 0 means the equilibrium is attained. Delta G equal to 0, that is delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. And so in this equation delta G means Gibbs free energy, delta G means change in Gibbs free energy, H means enthalpy, delta H means change in enthalpy, delta S means entropy change. So this is the second point. Third point, when the molecules are absorbed, there is always a decrease in randomness of the molecules. When molecules are absorbed, there is always decrease in the randomness. Randomness decreases means entropy decreases, because entropy means what? That is also we learned in our 11th standard. Entropy means measure of randomness or disorder. So randomness means entropy. Decrease in entropy means entropy decreases, that is less than 0. Delta S less than 0. Delta S less than 0 means delta S value is negative. Delta S value is negative means this T delta value is negative. So adsorption is exothermic, because minus means exothermic. Adsorption is a quick process, where adsorption is a slow process. Adsorption is a quick process because adsorption is a slow process. So this is the difference. One, this is adsorption, this is absorption, this is quick process, and this absorption is a slow process. So with this, characteristics of adsorptions over. Next heading, types of adsorption. Adsorption is classified as two. One is physical adsorption, another one is chemical adsorption, depending upon the nature of force acting between absorbent and absorbent. So adsorption is classified into two based on the nature of force acting between absorbent and absorbate. Based on that, it is classified into physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. In chemical adsorption, gas molecules are held to the surface by formations of chemical bond. So in physical adsorption, between absorbent and absorbate, some physical forces are there. But in chemical adsorption, between absorbent and absorbate, chemical bond is there. That is the difference. Since strong bond is formed, nearly the energy of that bond, 400 kilojoules per mole, is given out as a heat of adsorption. Chemical adsorption is exothermic. Justify this statement. For that question, you have to write these lines. Chemical adsorption is exothermic because in chemical adsorption, molecules are held together by formations of chemical bond. So, chemical bond is formed means strong bond is formed. Strong bond is formed means nearly this amount of energy, that is 400 kilojoules per mole amount of energy is liberated. So, only it is exothermic. Example, adsorptions of oxygen on tungsten, adsorptions of hydrogen on nickel, adsorptions of ethyl alcohol vapors on nickel. These are the examples for chemical adsorption. Next one, physical adsorption. In physical adsorption, between absorbate and absorbent, some physical forces are there like van der Waals forces or dipole-dipole interactions or dispersion forces exist between absorbent and absorbate. As these forces are weak, heat of absorption is low. So, physical absorption occurs at low temperature only. Example is given, absorptions of N2 on mica, absorptions of gases on charcoal. These are the example for physical absorption. Next heading, distinctions between physical absorption and chemical absorption. One of the very important question, so many times in public they asked it. First one, chemical absorption, or it can be called as chemisorptions or activator adsorption. Next one, physical absorptions are van der Waals absorption or physisorption. First point, this is very low, slow. Physical absorption, it is instantaneous, immediately it takes place. Second point, it is very specific. It is based on nature of absorbent and absorbate. But this physical absorption is a non-specific. Third point, chemical absorption is fast with the increase in pressure. Chemical absorption is fast with the increase in pressure. So, if you are increasing the pressure means chemical absorption takes place fastly. It cannot alter the amount. So, same amount only, but it will be takes place earlier. But in physical absorption, when pressure increases means absorption, extent of absorption increases. That is, amount also increases. Here, it cannot alter the amount, but takes place fastly. But here, absorption also increases. That is, amount also increases. When the temperature is raised, in our previous point, we are increasing pressure. Here, we are increasing the temperature. Temperature increases means chemisorption increases and then decreases. But physisorption decreases only when increasing temperature. Chemisorption involves transfer of electrons between the absorbent and absorbate. So here transfer of electron takes place. Here no transfer of electron takes place. Here heat of absorption is high. Already I told, exothermic. Here heat of absorption is low. This point is based on the attractive forces between absorbent and absorbate. Here strong bond is formed, so more amount of energy is released. Here weak only, so heat of absorption is low only. Seventh point, mono layer of absorbate is formed. Mono means single, so single layer only formed. Here multi-layer formed. Absorption occurs at fixed sites called active center. Absorption usually takes place at active center only. So it depends on surface area, because in that area only it is having more cracks, peaks, corners. By using that, in that particular area bond takes place fastly, so absorption can easily takes place. So absorption occurs at a fixed site, that is called as active center. That active center, it depends on surface area, but in physical absorption it occurs on all sides. Last point, chemisorption involves the formations of activated complex with appreciable activation energy. So here activated complex is formed with the activation energy. Here it is insignificant, not applicable. So with this point, difference between physical absorption and chemical absorption is over. Next heading, factors affecting absorption. Factors affecting absorption. The absorption is well understood by considering the various factors. First one, nature of absorbent. Second one, nature of absorbate, pressure and concentrations at given temperature. These are the factors affecting absorption. First one, surface area of absorbent. That is nature of absorbent. First point. As the absorption is a surface phenomenon, it depends on the surface area of the absorbent. So it depends on the surface area of absorbent. That is, higher the surface area means higher the amount absorbed. Smaller the surface area means smaller the amount absorbed. So it depends the surface area of the absorbent. So absorption is the surface phenomenon, because absorption is based on surface only. So it depends surface. So surface more means absorption also more. Surface less means absorption also less. Second point, nature of absorbate. The nature of absorbate can also influence the absorption. Example, SO2, that is sulfur dioxide, ammonia, hydrochloric acid and carbon dioxide gases are easily liquefiable. That means these are the gases can convert into liquid easily, and they have greater van der Waals force of attraction. Which gas easily converted into liquid? If van der Waals forces is more, means those gases can easily convert into liquids. On the other hand, permanent gases like hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen cannot be liquefied easily. So these permanent gases have low critical temperature and absorb slowly, while gases with a high critical temperature are absorbed readily. These are the difference. First set of gases absorb readily, so only it is easily converted into liquid. For that gases, critical temperature is high. But in second category gases, that is permanent gases like hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen cannot be liquefied easily because it absorbs slowly, because low critical temperature. This is the second point. So in this point they may ask, ammonia, carbon dioxides are readily absorbed when hydrogen, nitrogen are slowly absorbed. Give reason. Again I am telling, ammonia, carbon dioxide are readily absorbed while hydrogen, nitrogen gas are slowly absorbed. Give reason. For that question you have to write this point. Third point, effect of temperature. When temperature increase means, already we learned in our difference between question. When temperature increase means Chemisorptions first increases and then decreases. This is chemisorption. Physisorption decreases. Physical absorption decreases with increasing temperature. Fourth point, effect of pressure. This is also we learned already. Chemical absorption is fast with the increase in pressure, but it cannot alter the amount. Same amount only, but it will be attained fastly in chemical absorption. But if you are increasing the pressure means in physical absorption increases. That is, amount also increases. So with this, factor affecting absorptions over. Remaining we will continue in our next video. Thank you.